benefits that we got from the Brigham Ignite program is not only the funding. Funding we could have potentially gotten from other sources, and we did get eventually more funding from other sources. I think the key was the value in terms of the know-how, the mentoring, and getting all the people in place that we needed to give us advice to make this a successful program.
I've been at the Brigham for many years, and this is one of the most impactful award I think I know about at the Brigham. In addition to the money support that, again, is good to have non-dilutive fund to help us move ideas forward. But the more important it was the team that we worked with the Brigham Ignite. Their experience, how they helped us through the process to de-risk our strategy and really pinpointed the critical elements needed to have a product translated to human and the process toward commercialization.
I think the Ignite team was extremely useful. They were very helpful in, first of all, help us focus our proposal, right? Where would we have the most impact? And then they work with us in order to build a program that would be really likely to be accomplished with the support provided, and that we still would have the strongest or the deepest impact. There's something very factual, which is a fact that we have a new molecule, right? And that's important. That's a lead compound that first we want to further develop through additional programs, right? Second, we obtain what you call a slide deck, which is basically preliminary data that we can use in order to go for additional funding to further develop this program. And that could be via NIH, that could be through specific investors in order to develop a new code.
So for us, this has been really an amazing experience to go through of actually trying to turn what is in our lab a very basic science discovery into something that might one day be useful for patients. So I think we're very grateful to the Ignite program for helping us in this journey.
Mostly expertise, right? How do you structure a project? The process of writing out a Brigham Ignite grant is like all grants, a bit painful, but incredibly good to structure your thoughts, to make sure that you understand actually what you're asking yourself to do or asking your team to do. And it's very practical. It's not an NIH grant. It's not science. It's what is the unmet need? How does this fix a problem? How are you going to finance this? How are you going to go to market? All of these things that sometimes when we're an academic institution, we don't really think about.
The team at Brigham Ignite is pretty fabulous. Not only the knowledge and the experience, but really the availability and being ready to help at any point and at any time, even during the weekend. Kalpana has been incredible, and as well as Erin and the entire team, really, the legal team. And they also brought in people as we needed, if it's for regulatory advice, what the clinical trial would look like. So I think it really helped us shape the project and dictate exactly what we're going to do in the lab that will be most valuable as we're trying then to start a company and get this to patients.
I can't thank enough Kalpana Kamath. I mean, she went above and beyond. This project felt, her baby, and then she really pushed the project and pushed us to do more to really deliver, and then stay on target. And Kalpana worked weekends, worked nights, and I cannot be more grateful to have worked with Kalpana on this.
Many people helped in us developing and applying and actually working through this award. In particular, I would mention Erin McKenna. I think she was extremely helpful in navigating the different challenges, and we had, to adjust our program in order to fit new findings that we were obtaining. I think Brigham Ignite is a great program in order to move your findings, your ideas from your basic research lab, at least like mine, closer into the clinic.
We've worked very closely with Eilish Brown and Robert Hubbard. Ailesha's been great in managing our overall progress and making sure that we're continuing to head in the right direction. Robert has been very useful to us as a veteran medicinal chemist who's really provided for us asymmetric expertise and experience that we don't have in my lab around aspects of chemical biology and drug design.
Kalpana has been my sidekick the whole trip. Every 2 weeks, whether I make it or not, she's there. Erin McKinnon has also been a really positive force and influence, and very disciplined and supportive.
The Brigham Ignite Award was very easy to apply to because we had a vision exactly of what we want to develop. And it really helped us focus about what's the indication that we would like to go after. We needed to really come up with not only the idea and what it can do, but what's the first thing we're going to go after? What is the market? What is the landscape of other solutions that exist? What are the challenges with them? So since we really knew that we want to go after autoimmune skin diseases, and alopecia areata was one of the first things we wanted to target, I think the structure of the proposal made a lot of sense for us. And beyond that, we could really work with the Ignite team and get the feedback on the proposal. So I think it was an iterative process that enabled us to come up with a pretty strong proposal, a competitive proposal that was funded, which made us really happy because we are very passionate about developing this technology and get this to patients. I think that when you think about applying, talk with the Ignite team. You can get a lot of feedback, go back and forth with them. Also think about not only a basic science project, but here it's actually the goal is to get things to patients. So think about it more as a product. If a company were to develop that, what are the considerations? You can think about manufacturing, costs, reimbursement, regulatory strategies. Those are things that we don't necessarily have to think about or even consider when we apply for more basic grants.
I would suggest you have to have identified a clear target and have a clear idea in terms of what's the modality you would like to use to target it and turn it into something that has to have real-life applications, right?
My advice would be to reach out to the Ignite program as early as possible when you think you have something that may be potentially translatable. I think that you can get very helpful advice early on in terms of the likelihood of it being funded, and also some help in knowing how to structure your approach to succeed in your funding application.
I think that we tend to, as academicians, we tend to overthink this. We tend to think, I'm really not that person. I am not somebody who's going to commercialize. I don't think in those terms. It turns out you are. That's why you're here.
So I would really like to thank the team, not only for the funding, but in fact for the mentorship, for being there for us anytime, any day, and really making this a dream that hopefully come true. We're in the first stages of starting the company, but we do want in a couple of years to be able to come back and let you know how patients are doing with our new treatment.